Out of the way! Out of the way! I found the perfect component for Mr. Fogg's machine!
This allows us to analyze the composition of the atmosphere. If the color of the filter paper meets that of the pollution standard, it will determine that the air is polluted and start working automatically. Let me show you.
Excuse me! Oi! Mr. Fogg, look! I found a glass stopper! It's the one you were looking for, right?
Oh, you found it. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Your attention, please. This glass stopper is one of the core components of this machine, which can harness the power of the sun to purify the air. Of course, this is only one component of many.
Are you done talking? We've given you everything you need. Where's our purification machine?
Quite right! We need to see the purification machine. No need to worry, folks. Believe me, there is no one who wants this purification machine to work more than I. So, I've been doing some experiments.
Arthur! Maid!
Here!
Forgive me for not helping move it. I'm afraid I'm handless and horseless. I can't do a thing.
What the bloody hell is that? Some kind of mechanical freak?
Not to worry, Brimley. Now, folks, take a look at this. Thanks to your generous donations, my experiments on smog removal have finally come to fruition. Introducing the London Air Pollution Auto-Detecting Purifier Mark II. A high-power, multi-functional air-cleaning machine. The current model can only operate for 3 hours at a time. But I'll continue to improve its performance before the qualifiers begin. It's estimated to last a whole day by then. Wonderful! Simply wonderful!
No more smog standing in our way!
Goodness, I can't remember the last time I saw the sun and breathed fresh air. I feel as though I've been rotting.
It's an honor to see that sweet smile of yours, Dal.
I think I'm inspired somehow. I've always felt like a bit of an outsider in London, but this festive atmosphere makes me feel a sense of belonging.
I totally understand. Though I awakened in London, my true home is the land down under, thousands of miles from here. In some ways, I'm an immigrant. This sense of belonging is a treasure.
Yes. As an East London resident, my chest swelled with pride when I learned that the Uluru qualifiers would be held here. I couldn't wait to see what would happen.
That's your 9th sneeze since we got here.
Don't blame me. I didn't even want to come. The Uluru Committee ignored my application to stay at the Australian headquarters. They couldn't find anyone willing to come to London with all this smog in the air.
They didn't have much choice either, mate. The Foundation's been preparing for the qualifiers in London for ages. We'll suffer huge financial losses if it's cancelled. Someone has to make the trip to decide whether we should cut our losses or continue to throw money at it. You must have done something to be the lucky one who has to do the job.
Holy!
I do apologize. These little monsters are all over the streets these days.
He sounds so calm. You'd think he was just talking about stray cats. You have to admire the stoicism of the Brits, especially in the face of all this. Honestly, this environment's totally unsuitable for any kind of outdoor activity. Hey, what are you doing?
Making note of the crash that almost happened. These records will be used to decide if the qualifiers should be cancelled. Someone has to be the doer, since we already have a whiner on the team, eh?
Look at all the decorations and posters. So much preparation for an event that won't even be held.
I'm surprised they even want to hold the qualifiers, given the situation.
Anyway, let's make it quick and get this job over with. Let me see. We need two things. Evidence that proves the environment isn't suitable for holding the qualifiers, and the profiles of all the participating athletes. Then we can go home.
Next, the changes made to Cross Street. Let's see what the local community has done to prepare for the upcoming event.
Look, Dad! Are those clouds in the sky? They're so white and fluffy.
Yeah, so fresh. I've never felt anything like it.
Hey, I can even see Keaton's store 50 yards from here. Hello! See, Keaton's waving back!
The first week is for planning, the second for execution, and the last for delivery and paperwork. Looks like you've completed the tasks as scheduled. Are you relieved?
Miss Tooth Fairy. The sun is so golden and warm.
Don't mind him. He's all over the place after working non-stop for the last few weeks. He's just trying to say he's happy, that's all.
What about you? How do you feel?
Me? The ranger soul inside me has always wanted to gallop beneath the blazing sun. Yahoo!
A critter? No. Is that the black fog? What's it doing here? I thought the black fog was a result of the increased density of regular smog in the air, but it seems I was wrong. Mr. Fogg's machine has cleaned up the smog around us, but the black fog's still here, and it's getting thicker. How curious. At least now, without the smog covering its trail, I can sense its movements more clearly. What's that? Huh? The smog's back. I did hear that these little things tend to gather in the quiet alleys of Cross Street. Perhaps they're like a visit from the Tooth Fairies. Slipped away at the first opportunity. I knew it. But what exactly was it?
Knock, knock. Which would make the world a better place? Art or a heart of gold? Neither! The little knocker-upper Flutterpage will. Where's Miss Willow? She should be warming up by now. Where's she gone? Miss Willow? Miss Willow! Knock, knock. Don't jump to conclusions. Mr. Wind will tell you the truth. Knock, knock. I'll open all the windows and doors, and all the treasure chests too. Miss Willow? Miss Willow? Miss Willow? What are you doing over there?
You're early. Why am I not surprised? You're about as patient as a dog waiting for his dinner.
I thought you'd start practicing as soon as you woke up. What are you doing in this corner?
Come take a look at this. I wonder if it still works.
What a strange thing. What is it?
It's a sort of instrument called the didgeridoo. Come give it a try. First, put your hand on it like this.
Okay. Then what?
I'll teach you how to play it.
It's beautiful. Like raindrops pattering on tree leaves. Why has it gone quiet all of a sudden?
It's broken.
What? I didn't break it, did I?
No. It's been broken for a long time.
Well, judging by the look of it, it must be old. It's got mildew all over.
This instrument is crucial to every floor ritualist. You see, we're not just dancers, but music makers, using our arcane skills to play the didgeridoo while we dance.
Don't worry, Miss Willow. I know broken things ain't always easy to fix, but we can start with the easy part. Why don't we wipe off the dust first? Huh? Is this the athlete registration form for the qualifiers? Oh. And look, you ain't submitted it. Why not?
There's still time, isn't there?
No! You already missed the window! Blimey! We've got to do something about this. Oh, that's right. Mr. Fogg said that 2 officers from the Australian headquarters would arrive in London today. I think we can ask them to pull the... What was the word? Anyway, we need to get a move on. I'll pull you up.
Flutter Page. Maybe it's time to give up.
Give up? What do you mean, give up? I don't understand. Ain't this the Uluru Games we've been talking about for ages? Think of all the effort you've made. You didn't jump up and down in the garden over and over again to dust it, did you? You're an athlete, not a feather duster. And you finished that move!
The 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards, wand throw and catch.
Yeah, that one! See? How can you just give up?
Oh, please. Don't look at me like that. Yes, I've always dreamt of completing this element. No one knows better than I how much this means to me.
Then why are you...
I don't want to talk about it. You should leave. I need to see what I can do to fix the didgeridoo. Don't forget to close the door behind you.
I ain't leaving! I'm angry!
Don't be upset. It's not that serious.
I talked to Miss Bartley yesterday.
You didn't?
Yeah, I challenged her on your behalf with a letter.
She only visited me so she could show off all the titles she's won. She's not the first to come just to laugh in my face.
That ain't true. Caroline was happy when she got the letter.
What?
She was really looking forward to competing against you. She told me why too. She said you were the most talented and hard-working player she'd ever seen, and that it took all her effort just to keep you in her sight, let alone catch up with you. Because you're different, the one true master of the art. If there were only one gold medal in the history of the floor ritual, it'd be meant for you. Those were her exact words.
I only chose to become a floor ritualist because I had a talent for it. I wanted to win. So I practiced and practiced, paying little attention to anything else. My family, my friends, my life. None of it mattered more than victory. To me, there was no reward more alluring than the euphoria of winning. But whenever I looked back at my past glories, I felt no happiness or excitement. Instead, I'd replay every moment in my mind. Every lost point, every imperfect movement, and think about how close I was to failure. So I pursued the next victory even more fervently. I thought, next time, I won't lose a single point. Next time, I'll be perfect. That was what was running through my mind when I was crowned champion of the Beltane. But there was no next time. That was my last competition.
But you can still have a next time. You can still try again. Look at you. Your skills haven't dulled a bit.
What's the point? I've pushed away everyone I wanted to honor with my victories. I've strayed too far from home. Not to mention...
Okay, but are you happy when you do the floor ritual?
Am I... happy?
See? I love being an upper. Every morning, I get to see all kinds of sleep-in positions. Some people cuddle, others curl up in a ball, and some ain't even in bed at all. I like watching them wake up too, like newborn kittens learning to crawl. And finally, when they completely open their eyes and stand on their feet, I feel a gust of fresh wind rushing out the window. It makes me happy. So what about you? Does the floor ritual make you happy?
I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind is that after a game, the imam would take me to the old cake shop down the road and buy me a cheesecake. The same one every time. That was the only time I'd allow myself to eat dessert. It had raspberries and chocolate drizzled on top. I can still remember the taste. Sweet and tart, with a light bitterness.
Oh! So what really makes you happy is the cheesecake after the game.
What?
Right. Then let's get you registered for the qualifiers so you can have that post-game celebration cheesecake again.
What are you...
Let's go talk to Mr. Fogg. I'm sure he can find a way to get you into the qualifiers. And if your leg's causing you trouble or anything, Miss Toothfairy can help you out. She is a doctor from the Foundation, after all.
Wait.
Don't you want to eat that cheesecake? Don't you think it'll make you happy?
That cheesecake.
It will, right? Then let's go get it. Life's all about happiness, ain't it?
You silly little Buzzy.
Why is everyone leaving the stadium? Oi, where are you all going?
Home.
Home? Why? Mr. Fogg's holding the ribbon cutting ceremony for his machine in the stadium. Why ain't you going there?
It ain't happening.
Pardon?
I said it ain't happening. The ceremony. The Foundation officers cancelled the qualifiers. Mr. Fogg's so-called biggest air purifier ever doesn't work.
Please enter in an orderly manner, everyone. The ceremony will begin shortly.
Freddy, can you see Mr. Fogg? I can't see a thing past all these people.
You brought the telescope, didn't you, Dad? Maybe I can see if I look through it.
Good idea. Here, take the telescope and get on my shoulders. Hold on tight, you hear? This crowd's rabid. All this pushing and shoving just to take a look at a machine. Then again, the most exciting thing we've had around here as of late is the rats fighting in the underground.
I see him, Dad. I see Mr. Fogg.
What's he doing?
Blimey! He's smacking the machine. It's really strange looking. About half the height of Mr. Fogg and connected to a very long tube and a massive funnel. Oh! What's that? Right there inside the machine, there's a huge mechanical organ or something. Like a lung.
Oh, sod it. Hold tight, Freddy. Dad's going to squeeze his way to the front. All right, I can see them now. Eh? I don't recognize those two in uniform. Are they the officers sent from the Foundation headquarters in Australia?
That's what I heard. The Uluru Committee sent them here to supervise the qualifiers, and they'll report the results back to their headquarters too.
Ah, so it's down to them whether our athletes make it to the finals in Australia or not. I'm counting on them.
Oh, please, Will. It's the players that you should count on, not the judges.
Well, I hope they like Caroline as much as I do.
Look, Dad! Mr. Fogg's about to give a demonstration of his purifier to the officers!
I heard that it can filter out the smog within 10 yards of itself, and it only takes one night to process the waste. The qualifiers will only last 2 weeks, so it should manage splendidly.
It's working! It's working!
Blimey, it's powerful. It's gulping down the smog faster than a builder downs a pint in the pub.
I wonder how it works. It's a miracle that a mechanical lung of this size...
can purify so much air without letting out any waste.
The smog's getting thinner. I can see more clearly now.
Look, it's even purifying the smog all the way out there. I dare say the ivy on my balcony will be enjoying fresh air within the hour.
Mr. Fogg's smiling, Dad. Ain't that great?
It is. We ain't seen him smile for ages.
The hat looks happy too. It's dancing.
Is he doing that Australian Ranger dance again? Look at the expression on those Foundation officers' faces.
They don't look happy or mad. Is something wrong?
Whoa! What's going on? The machine's shaking like hell.
What's that sound? Some kind of alarm?
Oh, Christ! Cover your ears, Freddy. That howling will make you deaf. What in the bloody hell is going on?
Dad?
Freddy, are you all right?
I'm fine. It's the machine. It blew up.
What?
First, the pipe blew open. Then its glass belly shattered, and the mechanical lung rolled out from inside. It's vomiting up black blood.
There's no way.
And Mr. Fogg.
What happened to him?
He's coughing and coughing.
3.5 minutes.
Well, I guess neither one of us won that bet. It didn't even last half as long as I predicted.
Don't be cruel, Gregory. We didn't come all this way just to laugh at these poor people.
But they did do even worse than predicted. That's a fact, isn't it? And it proves that the London Climate Management Agency is nothing but a joke.
Listen, Gregory. I know you must be exhausted from the long journey and your constant sneezing, but you can't say that to their faces. Let's just do our job and give them the news.
What news?
We have to tell them. Mr. Fogg? Mr. Fogg? Please move aside. I need to use the microphone.
Oi, miss. What are you...
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to the ceremony today. We greatly appreciate your hospitality, and it heartens us to see you thriving despite the difficulties caused by the smog. However, it is clear to us that the London Air Pollution Auto-Detecting Purifier Mark III is not able to fulfill its duty. Barring an effective solution, the smog shrouding London will do irreversible damage to both the athletes and the general populace if they stay outdoors for too long. In light of this, and after much consideration, the Uluru International Committee has decided to cancel the London qualifiers for the Uluru Games. We will announce arrangements for the affected players once internal discussions are over. Thank you all for your hard work.
What? you saying that the London qualifiers have been cancelled?
I'm afraid so. I wasn't there, but Mr. Brimley told me what happened in the stadium. Mr. Fogg has locked himself in his office. He's refusing to speak to anyone. It seems there's nothing we can do about it.
Miss Willow? Where are you going? Miss Willow! Miss Willow! Miss Willow! Miss Fairy. Why?
The black fog seems terrifying. If I'd been there, I'd have buried myself in the garden or jumped in the sewer before it reached me.
Thankfully, all the patients and nurses were fine. Only Leonard's daughter got a few bruises.
But what a shame it is that the building was ruined. It was 300 years old, you know. The stained glass alone was a masterwork.
Bugger! I just can't seem to spit it out. I feel like my chest's on fire.
Take this medicine 3 times a day, and you'll feel better tomorrow. Case 132. Clinical symptoms. Burning sensation in chest, blackening of ears. Quite different from a regular tuberculosis patient. Maybe this is a different disease altogether.
Damn this black fog. Qualifiers are cancelled, fairs closed down. Even Cross Street's been cordoned off. To see the posters of the athletes all covered up with fires, it's utterly hopeless. Workers are striking again, just like the old days. They seem to be the only ones who dare to go outdoors. Although, since so many have lost their jobs, I suppose they don't have any reason to go out anymore. What are you doing, Miss Tooth Fairy?
Collecting saliva samples to put in Petri dishes. I want to see what will grow. The sample I collected 2 days ago has already grown something unusual.
Something unusual?
A ball of black fog, weaker than the one I met in the alley. Its existence is unstable. Its form changes daily. It doesn't appear to have any self-consciousness, but that critter in the alley was definitely intelligent.
Huh. This thing. It looks like the illustration in the old book I read to me son. I can't quite remember the title, but it does mention a creature like this.
A creature like this?
Oi! Miss Tooth Fairy! It's an emergency, Dal. The little tacker's in danger.
Please, Mr. Hat, keep your voice down in the hospital. The patients need to rest.
Sorry about that, but this can't wait. Miss Tooth Fairy, they said a girl's climbed to the top of the old bell tower, and she's planning to jump off.
A girl? You mean...
Yeah, Flutterpage. No normal girl could climb all the way up there.
Oi, girl! Get down! It's dangerous up there!
Knock, knock. The little knocker-upper loves hanging sheets. Every one of them brings back a sweet memory. The first sheet smells like cucumber and tobacco. The second, night dew and stars. The third, mummy's cuddles. Knock, knock.
You know, you didn't need to come up so high just to hang your sheets.
Miss Tooth Fairy, well, what are you doing here?
I wanted to ask you the same thing.
I'm having some quiet time in my secret base. Off you pop. We'll meet up later.
I understand your need for privacy, but given that almost everyone in London is talking about a girl who's about to jump off the bell tower, I'd say this isn't the spot for it.
Jump off the bell tower? Oh, like I might fall? Don't worry. I'll be fine as long as the wind's blowing. I'll ride it all the way to,
Australia?
Yeah, Australia. They must be preparing for the finals there. Come here, Miss Tooth Fairy. Have a seat.
Come on, Liberty! Quickly! It's dangerous up there!
Don't listen to him, Liberty! Oh, you! Watch your word! She might jump right off the bloody thing!
Why?
Why what?
First, they told me to get down, and then they told me not to. Why'd they change their minds so quickly? Not just them. It's like all of a sudden, everything's changed. People said they wanted the qualifiers, but then they cancelled them. They said they'd find a solution, but then they just completely gave up on solving the problem. Why couldn't they just keep at it until they achieve something? It's like climbing this bell tower. You've got to push through and keep going until you reach the top. Otherwise, you'll never get to enjoy the view.
Maybe they... Well, I don't know.
Miss Tooth Fairy, I think I did something wrong. I can cut my own hair, cook my own meals, and do my own laundry. No one taught me. I just figured it out myself. I used to think the world was like the fish tank I had at home. No matter how many questions I had, the answers were all inside, just like the fish swimming in there. I was patient too. I'd take the fish one by one and carefully look them over. And I wouldn't stop until I checked every scale. Yep, every single one. Well, unless Mum and Dad scolded me. Actually, sometimes I couldn't figure out why they hit me. I just had a lot of questions, and I wanted to know the answers. Anyway, now I've learned the truth about the world. It's different from what I imagined. I thought it was a round tank, but it was actually square. I thought there were goldfish swimming inside, but actually, They were pinching crabs and chomping sharks. Sometimes even just pieces of rubbish. The round tank only existed in my mind, and all the answers I found were nothing. Just my imagination. And what's worse is that I hurt others with my imaginary answers.
You mean Miss O'Hagan?
I let her down.
I spent my entire youth learning how to get along with others. And you know what I realized? People will change as long as the result benefits them. Once things are going well, whether expected or not, people often forget the goals they set before they reach that point. What I'm trying to say is, we need to remember who we really are and what we really want. Miss Willow must have known what she really wanted. Otherwise, she wouldn't have become the youngest floor ritual record holder of the century. I'm sure she understands that it wasn't your fault. You didn't hurt her. In fact, you didn't hurt anyone. You just need to look at the fish tank in a new way.
Ugh, it hurts.
What's wrong? Let me take a look. You're losing a tooth. A new tooth is pushing out the old one.
A new tooth? But I've already lost all my baby teeth.
Open your mouth. Don't worry, it won't hurt.
Oh, ouch!
It's out. Look.
I thought I didn't have any baby teeth left.
Well, you don't anymore. This was the last one.
Ew, it stinks.
It does. I suppose I'll keep this then.
Let's listen again to the interview she had all those years ago. As the youngest floor ritual record holder of the century, you're just one step away from becoming the world champion. What else do you wish to achieve in your career?
My ultimate goal is to win the finals of the Uluru Games. But I'll also register for as many events as possible. I have a lot I want to achieve, but I'm patient, and I'm sure I can do it all eventually.
Now, old friend. It's just you and me, isn't it?
Careful with the scaffolding, fellas. You wouldn't want it to fall on your feet. You'll be hobbling about for months.
Here's the reimbursement application form. Just fill in the numbers and give me the receipts for the materials. I'll contact the Uluru Committee for your compensation.
Is there really no hope, Mr. Fogg? We didn't build all this just to tear it all down.
I'm sorry.
To be honest, we'd rather not do this, even if we're getting paid for it. We were over the moon when we got this job. I mean, just look at this place. The huge billboards and that lovely stage background. How could we not be? It's been yonks since we last had an event like this. And who knows when we'll have another? Is there really nothing we can do?
Excuse me,
Oops. Look at me, blocking the doorway with me ladder. Begging your pardon, miss.
That's quite all right. I'm glad to stay a little longer and talk with everyone. None of us want to leave, actually.
How sad. But it's true. Who'd want to leave after all the trouble we've gone to?
Miss Bartley, I must say, I didn't expect to see you here after all the qualifiers were cancelled.
Hello, Mr. Fogg. I'm glad to see you back on your feet.
Well, I can't wallow all day. There's a lot of cleaning up to do. And someone has to do it. How about you, Miss Bartley? Will you be leaving shortly?
Yes. I suppose I'll go home and wait to hear the arrangements the committee's come up with.
Why don't you stay for a few more days?
Well, I don't think there's much point. In fact, I'm the #1 seed this year, so I don't even have to participate in the qualifiers to advance in the finals. It's a new system they introduced to get a step closer to the standardization of human sporting events. I only joined because I couldn't pass up the opportunity to compete in my hometown. This was going to be the last competition of my career. And I thought, no, never mind. I wasn't surprised when the news came out, to be honest. We were just fooling ourselves before. And now it's time to face the fact that...
Sorry to interrupt you, but ain't it too early to be getting this stock, Mr. Fogg?
Crikey. What time is it, mate?
I don't have to look at my watch to know it isn't night yet.
Then what's going on? Whoa, what the bloody hell is happening?
Are you all right?
All good, thanks. What the blazes was that?
It looked just like the black fog that attacked the hospital. Only smaller, and it was a different shape. Let's move to your office, Mr. Fogg. There's something we need to talk about. I believe all these problems we're having, the smog, the tuberculosis, the failure of your machine, have something to do with the black fog.
What?
But first, we need to get everyone out of the stadium in case it attacks again.
Leave it be. It's no use worrying about it now.
You pushed it too hard, mate.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Mr. Fogg. The fact that you made something that worked at all, in just a matter of weeks, is an achievement in itself.
I appreciate it, Miss Tooth Fairy. I know it doesn't make any sense to keep it around after it failed so spectacularly. But I just... I can't bear to break it down. At least not for now. I enchanted it with my arcane skill. So we're linked together. It used to breathe as I did. And now I cough and splutter just like it does.
You should go to the hospital as soon as possible.
See? How many times have I told you that and you never listened? Even the doctor's saying so. Anyway, what was it that you wanted to talk about, Miss Tooth Fairy?
The experiments I've been doing these days. Here's a sample of the black fog. I collected it from the alley after it attacked me. As for the tuberculosis, I analyzed the black fog's composition and found some components very similar to those in the patient's saliva. I've concluded that this fog critter is the root cause of the disease. This critter is fog-soluble, can change its form, and is indestructible. It feeds on smog and, most interestingly, sensitive emotions, which it seems to absorb to nourish itself. In conclusion, the answer to our problems lies in capturing and containing these critters. Also, in one of my experiments, I cultured 2 samples under the same conditions and put one of them in the sun, like this. See? Even in today's dim sunlight, it shrinks very quickly. Just wait a moment, and you'll see. Its true being. Sunlight is their weakness. That's why you never see them in areas with clear skies. As you can see, London provides the perfect conditions for it to survive and multiply. Heavy smog, and the anxiety and depression caused by the cancellation of the qualifiers.
I do believe you're right. But it won't be easy to capture these things.
No, definitely not. I'm still trying to figure that one out. We may be able to lure them into a trap, but we need to make a specific plan so that the process is controllable and the results predictable.
A specific plan? The only plan I can think of is to pray to God.
Some people may seek answers from the divine, but whether that works or not is another matter.
Oi!
Hmm?
Hello?
Is that Flutterpage's voice?
Sure is. Over there, mate. Outside the window.
Miss Tooth Fairy, Mr. Fogg, Mr. Brimley, would you like to join us?
What?
The residents of Cross Street have got together to petition for the reopening of the qualifiers.
Hi folks, how about this iron? It's a family heirloom, but it'll be perfect for the floating stock flames. And oven to stop for it. I'm an excellent timekeeper. I can keep time down to the millisecond. We also need a pair of goods, right? Then I'll put myself forward. Everyone on Cross Street knows I'm an excellent mediator.
Everyone's brought things from their homes. Ladders, hanging rods, clotheslines, anything that might be useful. We're going to rebuild the stadium together. So, will you join us?
What? Are you serious?
Struth! I don't know what to say. This is unbelievable.
Since the qualifiers have been cancelled, we'll just have to hold our own games. Miss Tooth Fairy, I found the right way to look at the fish tank.
So, you're going to join them?
You know me. I'll always jump brim first into the unknown.
But the Foundation's already pulled their funding. The workers are already awaiting their reimbursement. And some players have already left. How could we possibly hold it?
Mate, listen up. Those officers from the headquarters didn't give a damn whether the qualifiers were held or not. You could see it all over their faces. All they wanted was to minimize their trouble. Did you see how quickly they applied for the cancellation and reimbursement? How hastily they made promises to pacify the people. I've never seen anyone more ready to get things over with. Their job was done as soon as they got the player list. They'd probably already moved their attention to the qualifiers in other regions. After all, our qualifiers are no different from the others to them. But it means something to us, doesn't it? At least for me, this could be my chance to go to Australia. My very nature wants me to run free on the Red Land, to holler out and forget all my troubles. I think that's what we all want. In the heat of competition, people are at their best, their most pure. Think about it, mate. You're not the only one who's put a lot of effort into this machine. It hurts me to see it rotting the office too. If you're really going to give up because of a few words from an authority, then as your partner, I have to tell you. Don't ever let anyone deny your achievements, including yourself.
All right, calm down, old chap.
Mr. Fogg, the people want the qualifiers because they're for everyone. They provide each and every person with an equal opportunity to shine. And that includes you and me. Although, for us, it'll be more like a battle to fight.
Honestly, will these people stop sending me petitions? I've been absolutely inundated with them. Fine. Someone has to keep everyone healthy. I'll do everything I can to minimize the damage from the smog. Don't worry. I'll talk to the relief center to sort out all of the paperwork for the event.
Here you are. This is yours. Please come here for a copy of the emergency guidebook if you don't have one. Make sure you read it carefully. We don't want anyone hurt if there's an emergency. And here, take this special sheet I enchanted to protect you from the smog. I came up with the idea a couple days ago. can drive away the smog around you by controlling the wind. Not very effective, but it's better than nothing.
Blimey! You did all this yourself?
Cheers, little knocker-upper, but you don't need to worry about us. We've lived in the smog for generations. What can it hurt to hold a little sport?
Agreed. We asked for the exhibition ourselves, so we'll pay the price if anything happens.
Here's the confirmation of your application. Your contingency plan has been approved by the Relief Center. My colleagues and I will do everything we can to keep you all safe. As for the London air pollution auto-detecting purifier Mark III, I'll do my best to fix it. Next, we'll gather the athletes who have yet to leave the city and hold a small exhibition game.
Of course, it won't be an official event, but at least it'll give an opportunity for the athletes to demonstrate their hard work to a group of spectators. I'm sure they'll be a great source of inspiration for the people of London as they cheer on their favourite athletes.
Oi, Mr. Fogg, I brought you this. It's Mrs. Brown's leek and potato soup with bread and butter.
Oh, Mrs. Brown. Please give her my thanks. Has everyone eaten?
Yeah. Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Jones, Ben's son and I have been cooking since 4 in the morning to get food out to everyone. But it still ain't enough. Almost everyone in the neighborhood's coming. All right, I have to go make more soup. See you later.
Hey, what's that you got from the knocker-upper? An enchanted sheet, apparently. She'd tell me to blow it when I need to use it. Would you look at that? It conjured a gust of wind. We can use this while we're working. Yeah, it blows the smog away. All right, well, sort of.
Mr. Fogg! Mr. Fogg! I'm here to help!
Oh, you. You're the girl from the market, aren't you?
Yes, that's me. Let's try our best to fix the machine together. But there's no need to worry. Mr. Fogg, we can still hold the exhibition even if we can't do it.
The exhibition. All right.
Next, introducing the London Uluru Exhibition Games. So far, 28 players have registered for the 6-day event, which will host one sport per day.
All right, everyone, let's push together. 3, 2, 1.
The residents of Cross Street have taken it upon themselves to rebuild the stadium.
Hey, your painting's totally off theme. Look, mine's a mockingbird with a gold medal. It just won first place in the singing competition.
The Uluru Games ain't got a singing competition. You should have drawn something more athletic. Like my sailfish. It's the fastest swimmer in the world.
How exciting! Our very own Uluru Games, without any interference from the Foundation.
It's too fairy. I've made a list of all the athletes who signed up for the qualifiers. A lot of them have left, but some would like to stay for our exhibition.
Good. And I've made a list of the daily attendees based on the tickets they bought for the qualifiers. Mr. Fogg and Mr. Brimley are discussing the possible security issues of the event with the Relief Center staff and the police. We may actually start the games on the day the qualifiers were originally scheduled. But since this is all improvised, we'll probably encounter some unexpected problems as the games continue. We need to be prepared.
Yeah, I know. know.
Thank you, Flutterpage. It must have taken a lot of effort to make the athlete list. You've done an excellent job. So, you saw the whole athlete list. Did you see the name you were hoping for?
Ah! How did you... Miss Tooth Fairy,
Flutterpage! Flutterpage! Come here. We need you to explain to the Relief Center how your little sheets work.
Just go. They need you more than I do. Your explanation may decide whether the games can be held.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
You've got yourself a new outfit. It looks great on you.
Oh, I like your coat too.
Thank you.
My grandmother had one just like it. She died 2 years ago. Had a proper sweet tooth too.
We'd have got along well.
How did you know I was here?
Oh, I didn't until my tooth fairies found you.
So you have a whole jar of scapegoats who can take all the blame for you? How convenient.
You've pulled yourself together, haven't you? Even your sarcasm has become bitter again. So, why are you here?
Just getting some fresh air.
Look at them. They're all so happy. What do you think?
I've never seen such a rudimentary, disorderly, and poorly prepared event in my life.
Well, of course, it's totally amateur. But it's built on enthusiasm and sportsmanship. Athletes will go head-to-head, spectators will cheer, and the stadium will be lit up by the energy they release together. It's imperfect, yes, but it's inclusive and unstoppable, and that's what makes it special.
Leave it to me, Dal. Testing, testing. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Today marks the beginning of the London Uluru Exhibition Games. As you can see, the weather isn't looking great. The smog still sits heavy in the sky. There's no wind, no sunshine, no warmth, and even my brim is soggy from the damp. It's truly miserable out here. On top of that, the stadium's shabby, and we only have a limited number of athletes. To many, these games will be seen as disappointing. However, even without the support of the Foundation, we've managed to rebuild this stadium with nothing but our own hands and determination. I've confirmed that our stadium meets all the standards required by the government, and there's no doubt that it matches the Foundation's too. As for the operation of our games, we've built a reliable team consisting of various Uluru professionals and supporters. They are currently in every corner of the stadium, working their hardest to prepare for the upcoming event. They will be our backbone, supporting the entire games to ensure that everything runs smoothly. As we all come together, I believe the passion of our games will burn as hot as the sacred fire of Uluru itself. So, without further ado, I hereby declare that the London Uluru Exhibition Games have begun!
Miss Toothfairy, we don't have enough judges for the Winged Key Archery. Friends has been put on to umpire 2 events at the same time, so we left to do the other one.
2 events at the same time? The other event starts tomorrow. He must have mixed up the schedule. Get him to come back.
All athletes participating in the 1500-meter weighted run, please report to the 3rd preparation area. I repeat, please report to the 3rd preparation area.
Excuse me. I lost my name tag. Can I get a new one?
Certainly. Go straight ahead and take the first left to get to the player office. There's a girl called Flutterpage in there. Show her your ID and she'll give you a new tag.
I'll take you there. Follow me, friend.
Sure. Thanks.
Oi, hold on a minute. Friend, why haven't I seen you before? This ID is fake. Security!
I'm just a big fan. Please don't kick me out.
Tooth Fairy, my doll.
What is it, Head of Security?
I've been told that a mate of ours would like to post some flyers in the stadium.
We already have a sponsor. I'm afraid you'll have to turn him down.
By mate, I mean Arthur.
Has he been sitting all this time under that banner with his machine?
Yeah, he's using it to show everyone what can happen if they breathe in too much smog.
I don't know if I should call him wavering in his principles or completely stubborn in them.
Arthur's always been a righteous official. He truly cares about the people. He's tough, tenacious, and has a powerful ability to influence others.
You sound more like an official than he does.
Come on, go for it!
First place! Yes!
What? No!
Thank you! Thank you!
Not even the smog can stop the people's enthusiasm for sports. No matter the obstacle, they will always find a way to enjoy it. I suppose Mr. Fogg is still refusing to take one of Flutterpage's sheets?
Of course he is. Arthur said he'd never run away from the smog. As Fogwalker, he has to confront it. He's stubborn, just as you said.
Floor ritual competitors, please report to the 5th preparation area. I repeat, please report to the 5th preparation area.
Oh, that's Ms. O'Hagan's event.
Yeah.
Do you think she'll show up?
Miss Tooth Fairy, Mr. Brimley. Did you hear that? The floor ritual's about to start. But where's Miss Willow?
Go check the floor ritual venue, Flutterpage.
What for? Is Miss Willow there? She's there, isn't she?
You'll have to go there to find out.
Hold cover for you at the player office. Just go, little tacker.
Go on, then.
This time, I won't disappoint her. I brought her a real game. No need to climb the tower and hide away anymore. This is real. See you later.
Look at this place. You could find a better venue at any school in the city. These games are really something.
They built it in a matter of days. You can't ask for much.
Oh my! It's an honor to meet you, Miss Bartley.
Take care warming up. You wouldn't want to get hurt just before the competition.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Floor ritual competitors, the event will start in 1 minute. Please confirm your numbers as I will be calling you to enter the floor in numerical order. Competitor number 2401, please enter the floor. Competitors 2402 and 2403, please wait in the locker room.
Good luck.
What about Charlotte? Charlotte, you're here. I knew you wouldn't be able to stay away. You haven't changed a bit.
What do you want from me?
What do I want? Have you forgotten about the challenge? What's your number?
I don't think that's any of your concern. Or are you trying to win over the organizers with a little goody-two-shoes act? The ever-so-helpful competitor-turned-volunteer, Miss Bartley?
Oh, I didn't know you could be so sarcastic.
You better get used to it.
Really? You mean we'll chat again in the future?
I'm not the Charlotte you used to know. Stop trying to bond with me.
But you are the Charlotte I used to know. You're still that black swan I've always chased after. When I saw your performance, the grace, the beauty of it. It inspired me to become a floor ritualist. But you just disappeared after you became champion. Well, as long as you're back.
What's so funny?
See you on the floor.
Player number 2406, Caroline Bartley. Please enter the floor.
Time for me to head in too. Excuse me.
Player number 2406, Caroline Bartley, whenever you're ready.
What's this, Miss Raven?
A seed that will settle in your heart and soon grow to be your closest friend. Its roots will stretch all the way from Australia to the soles of your feet, and together you will make the music to your floor ritual. Now, my dear, listen closely. Listen to what it has to say. Listen. Hold it. Feel it. Let it know who you are. It isn't just a piece of wood, but a mouthpiece passed down through the ages. It allows us to understand what our God hears during the ritual.
It doesn't look all that special to me.
Silly girl. If you want it to speak, you must greet it with your arcane skill first. It's the only language it'll understand.
All right. It's responding. Ugh, that sounds awful.
That's because you greeted it awfully.
I greeted it awfully? You mean the fluctuation of my arcane skill wasn't stable enough?
Yes. Speak to it politely, and it'll respond with politeness.
Miss Raven, that hurts.
The path of pilgrimage is full of thorns. It offers no shortcuts. You must make your way, inch by inch. Otherwise, you'll never reach the Sanctuary of Glory, the place where all the lights gather. And you'll die a nobody.
Full of thorns? So, will I be freed from pain if I keep training?
Shush. Press your head against your shin, just as the divine sun did.
Okay.
Closer! I want that head tight against your shin. The tighter, the better.
Yes.
Confusion. Sadness. I can see it all over you.
My classmates were making fun of me. They said I was using the training to avoid my duties. They said I never do anything with them. I've skipped classes, sports days, and the summer outing. They said that all I do is train to be a clown in a show. Miss Raven? Can I take a break? Just for today? I want to spend time with my classmates.
No, no. You made a promise, remember?
Yes. I promised to focus on my training and never slack, no matter what. If I want to be a champion, I need to be able to beat every other floor ritualist in the world. Every tear, every drop of sweat will pave my path to the podium.
So, you do remember it. Every word. Our God can only hear the most faithful prayers. Yes, only the most faithful. You must offer everything you have to him. Your heart, your flesh, from here to here. If you can't do that, you'll be surpassed and never win the attention of our God. If that happens, you'll be completely forgotten, like you never existed. Is that what you want?
No.
Then what are you waiting for? Begin. No, not like that.
Why? This element will score me points.
Yes, but not enough.
Not enough? Then they should revise their scoring system.
By not enough, I mean it's imperfect. Unfaithful. Our God won't hear you. Are you unwilling to try a better element, or simply unable to?
Oh, please. I can do any element without even trying.
Then show it to our God.
I've got it. Stop nagging me.
I suppose I got carried away. This applause isn't for me. But it should be. What distracted me? Must have been that graceful element that Caroline finished perfectly. She had it down to the smallest detail. In that way, we were like sticklers for detail. That's why.
Thank you everyone.
I'm feeling so restless.
Player number 2407, Anna Smith, please enter the field.
What did you think, Charlotte?
Well, you certainly haven't skimped on your training these past years.
That's it?
You're better than when you were 9. I'll give you that.
But... Are you sure you saw my performance clearly? The smog's rather heavy.
Flutter page.
Miss Tooth Fairy, Mr. Brimley, good timing.
Just in time, eh? Well, we wouldn't want to miss Ms. Willow's performance now, would we?
The lady doing her routine right now is called Anna. It should be Miss Willow next, but I can hardly see a thing.
True. The smog's too heavy. Hopefully, it'll clear before Miss Willow comes out.
What's wrong?
Was she stuck?
I think she's requesting a timeout.
A timeout? Is she hurt?
Silence, please. An announcement from the floor ritual judges. Due to force majeure, player number 2407, Anna Smith, requested suspension. After discussion, the judges have decided to suspend the game.
Suspended? What about Miss Willow? Will she not get to compete?
Suspended? We gave everything to hold these games. How could she just back out like this?
I heard that a winged key archery player got injured. Maybe that's why.
What, so we're supposed to just leave? The games have hardly begun.
Miss Tooth Fairy, what should we do? Miss Willow is next. It'll be such a shame if she can't play.
Did you hear that? The games have been suspended.
Yes.
I suppose we should head home and wait further notice. Maybe the games will continue once the smog clears.
What? Go home and spit in the faces of everyone who worked so hard to make this happen?
Huh?
No.
What do you mean, no?
I won't wait any longer.
Charlotte.
Damn this bloody smog.
Wait! Everyone! The games aren't over yet!
But the competitors aren't even competing. What's the point of staying? Oh, why don't I go and dance on the floor instead?
Everyone, please return to your seats. Player number 2408, Willow.
What?
I've lived in seclusion for 10 years. Trained alone with nothing but the pain in my leg and my own arrogance. Therefore, On this day, on this floor, I will perform without care for what anyone thinks. Palest yellow turns to godly light. The sun births shadows, the moon shines bright. Luch, reborn from dark's embrace, I walk your path in sacred space. Life's end is death, but bones to life ascend. Luch, before me, from underworld I wend. Luch, gaze on me, I rise from shadows dark. Luch, heed me, your power impart, as you are me and I your counterpart.
The smoke is clearing!
Everyone, come back! The games are on again!
There's something there. There in the smoke.
All right, you filthy little thing. It's time you learnt a lesson. You are under arrest for the pollution of the sky, as well as 15 crimes in violation of the Public Health Act. Take a good look around, because before long, you'll be rotting behind bars. It may be broken, but it's still an air purifier.
That's all from me. Thank you for watching.
Yay!
Come in.
Madam C, here's the report from my mission. seems you've been busy too.
Even though we've confirmed connection between societal turbulence and the storm, there is no time to catch a breath. Once chaos breaks, it will be the end of another era. But we can't resist the inevitable. All we can do is maintain order, to postpone it as long as possible. So, any findings in London?
A Walpurgis tooth from the black fog, and the last baby tooth of a child. Very rare, even for my collection.
Right. Well, that's good to know. I heard the London branch is still trying to replicate the ritual that was carried out at the exhibition games. What was that?
It was a coincidence, actually. After analyzing the live sample provided by Mr. Fogg, the London branch concluded that the Walpurgis is a mutant of the Kahare, a critter species that's been extinct for centuries. Miss Willow lent one of her heirlooms to the London branch after the games, a book that details an ancient ritual meant to worship the god of the sun. This is the ritual she performed on the floor. But when Miss Willow performed the ritual again in front of the Walpurgis, nothing happened. My guess is that, since the Kaharaith disappeared, the ritual fell out of use and became fragmented over the years. Her version of it is probably incomplete. The conditions must have happened to align at that moment to allow the ritual to work. It could have been any combination of things. Miss Willow's dancing, the music from the didgeridoo, the fire from the torch, the magnetic fields around the stadium. Or perhaps it was all of them. The ritual also happened to have the power to capture the Walpurgis, which put an end to the heavy smog in London. It makes sense, really, that a ritual used to worship the god of the sun would capture a monster that covers the sky and plunges everyone into darkness. In conclusion, the ritual's success was a near unrepeatable coincidence.
An endangered critter and a long-forgotten ritual. I guess that's why humans are always sifting through their past. There's always wisdom to be found in history. It's gone bitter. I should have finished it earlier. By the way, I've approved your vacation request. No one should disturb you this time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Milk candy makes me miss the rabbit candy back home. Well, at least it goes with the tea.
Miss Willow! I got it! Look! The Foundation's recognized our games! Here's your invitation and our tickets!
I suppose your flying does come in handy after all.
Are you done packing? Ain't you taking this medal with you?
No. This is proof enough.
But that medal's for the winner of the qualifiers.
Oh, please. They're just qualifiers. Who's that, I wonder?
Wow. What happened to the garden? It's beautiful.
Ms. Willow's put a lot of care into it ever since she won first place in the qualifiers.
Ah, Charlotte. Ever predictable.
What are you doing here?
We want to invite you to join us. Let's go to Australia together.
With Caroline too?
For your information, Charlotte, the top 3 athletes all qualify for the finals. And besides, I might have beaten you if you weren't so lucky as to capture that Valpurgis.
By the way, the ship we're taking is owned by the Bartley family.
What?
So, Ms. Bartley said she'd arrange a presidential suite for us.
A presidential suite? Like, for presidents?
It seems we'll be spending quite some time together in the coming weeks.
But which one of us is a president? It's Caroline, ain't it? It must be!
Would you shut your mouth?
You can't scare me anymore.